Hello, friends. Today's topic is car payments. Let's rant.
Man, listen, your car note is too damn high. I know some of y'all gonna say, well, cars are expensive right now. Everything is high. Well, see, I'm not talking to y'all because I am aware of the current economic situation, and yo, you're right. Cars are higher. Interest rates are higher. I understand that. I'm talking to the people that went off and bid a little more than they could chew. I'm talking to the people that willingly went and got a $600, $700, $800 car note. I understand want to ride clean and riding what you want, but sometimes you got to get what you need. And for you to be where you want to be financially, you need a $400, $500 at the $600 at the max $100 car note. And you knew when you was getting it that you didn't need to be spending that much on a car every month. Car notes right now are hindering a lot of people financially. It's really and truly keeping you from reaching your financial goals. Now, I know this ain't what you want to hear, but I got to keep it real with you and tell you what you need to hear. You might have to go get rid of that car and find you something cheaper if it's a opportunity. I'm not saying if you upside down and it's going to put you in an even worse situation, but if you got an opportunity to go find you something that's $100, $150, $200 cheaper, that's still going to get you from A to B, still reliable, you have to start exploring that option in order for you to get better and be better financially.
So a real nice person asked me, big man, I've been paying on my car for a year and the principal balance hasn't moved. Why so? Let me explain, mate. When you first buy your car, folks, let's say the car's 20 grand, right? Let's say your interest rate is 10% because interest rates are absolutely That first year to 2 year, the interest is heavy. The balance is so high. So you're probably paying about $10 to $15, $20 a day in interest. So if you're making the minimum payment, for example, or even just a wee bit above the minimum, it's really not going to do much. You either want to pay on a weekly basis, a daily basis, or you want to make double the payment to get that principal balance done faster. That's the easiest, simplest way, folks. There's no other way around it, man. We live in that society. It is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need help with your car purchasing, or if you bought one, you're not sure if you got a good deal, let me know. I'll look over it.
A lot of you guys are asking why my car payment is $1,000 a month, and here's why. So I told you guys I got my first car when I was a senior. It was the car of that year. I had a backup camera, I had a push start, everything, right? 9 months later, I crashed it and I totaled it, and my parents had already almost paid it off. So then they pulled me out another car, the same one, but I had to pay it. So I started paying it. I was giving payments, and I was almost done. I had less than 10,000, right? I always kept up with the maintenance, everything. And I don't know why, but there was so many recalls on this car to the point where it almost left me on the freeway a couple times, okay? By this time, I already had my son. He was a baby at that time. And it got to the point where it wasn't even safe for us to be driving in that car. Not even on the freeway, not anywhere. So my mom was like, it was time to upgrade. So I was like, all right, bet. So then I went in, and at that time, it was 2021. I got a 2021 Acura ILX, super nice, brand new, nice interior, everything, right? Never really gave me problems. And I got married. We have 3 kids now. Fast forward to now. And we just didn't fit in that little car anymore. We needed a SUV, like a mom car. So I traded in this car, my car for this car, and I'm actually carrying $10,000 of negative equity from my very first car. But I had no choice. Like at that point, it was not safe to drive that car. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna have to swallow it and take the L. So that's why my car payment is so high, but it's totally worth it for me because yes, I have my mom car and we have our room. And look at this car seat. Look at how big it is. It takes up a lot of space because it turns. And my kids are comfortable. We have the stroller in the back. So to me, yes, it's $1,000, but it's our safety and we have the room that we need. And I love my car.
How much is your car payment? Comment down below. Let's continue.
You know, something that I noticed lately is given these times, car prices are high, car notes are high, right? And people keep saying, I would never pay this much for a car note. That car payment is insane. That's a mortgage payment. But you want to know what I find interesting that nobody ever talks about? That daycare bill. You want to talk about the value depreciating in a car and talk about people whose car payments are high. But what about that daycare bill? Daycare bill be $300, $400, $200 a week and don't have multiple kids. You're not getting that money back. But you people will pay $1,000, $1,200, whatever it is in daycare. And trust me, I'm a mom. I've been there. But I never ragged on what anybody else decided to spend their money on. It ain't my bill anyway. Just my thought.
Your car payment is keeping you broke. I don't know what the average car payment is these days, but it's got to be more than $500 a month. I bet you that you would feel like you got a raise if you got at least an additional $500 extra in your paycheck every single month. I know that not everyone is taught financial literacy. And so if you're watching this video and you got a car payment, this is me telling you, this is me wanting to help you and tell you that in no circumstance is it ever a good idea to have a car payment, and especially not that high. The type of car payment that we're seeing right now. A car is a depreciating asset, which means that it is losing its value every single day. Here's an analogy for you. You are basically putting money in your pocket and you don't realize that your pocket has a huge hole in it. So here's what I would do if I were in your shoes. I would make a plan to pay it off as soon as possible. I would give myself 2 years max. The 2-year mark comes and you are still not able to pay it off. That means you have way too much car. And that means that you need to sell it. I know you don't want to hear that, but you probably need to sell your car if you can't pay it off in the next 2 years, because your car payment is keeping you broke.
Who saw that video of the girl Jamie who stitched that other girl's video about her $1,400 a month car payment? And how the girl Jamie is saying, hey, no hate to this girl. However, I could never see myself having a high car payment or a car payment at all, simply because like she's never cared about having like a luxury car or whatever, just a car that requires a car payment, right? Now, it got me to thinking about something that I've always thought of. Now, me coming from a low income background, like where I've never been able to like pay outright for anything, or like, well, not anything, that's not true, but like I've never been able to have like been say, oh, I'm gonna buy a new car, I'm gonna go off the lot. So, you know, people from where I am usually like buy here, pay here, or with the credit, you know, you finance things. One thing is for sure, I've had financed my washer and dryer and paid that shit off. I've had payments for things like that. I've had little, you know, used a SEMA for certain things, for couches at one point in my life. However, one thing is for sure, no matter where I was in life, I have never been a type of person that has been able to reconcile with having a car payment. I don't care how low it is or how high it is, and I don't care how broke I've been. Listen, back when I couldn't afford anything and I got my little taxes back and it was my Honda Accord that I paid $2,100 fucking dollars for, that's how much I fucking paid. I paid it outright. I was not, and I could have done a buy here, pay now, buy here, pay here. I could have done a credit thing. I could have done it all. No. I also, you know, when things got a little bit better and I worked my way up a little bit and I was in the market to buy the car that I'm driving right now, I could have put a nice down payment, which is what I paid for this car, and then like had a payment for an even nicer car. But no, I took the 10.5 that I had and I purchased this car outright. This is a Honda Pilot. It's a 2010. It was already used when I purchased it, and I've had it now for over 10 years. And the girl is still going beautifully. But the point of the matter is, another person would have saw, oh, I have $10,500 to spend. I'm going to use that as a down payment, and then I'm going to go ahead and get the car of my dreams, because I've always wanted, you know, a Jeep, or I've always really, really wanted a Beamer or something like that, right? But I could just never reconcile with the fact of having a car payment, because I'm always so afraid of something happening and someone being able to come and take my fucking car. And the car is your lifeline to work, to school, to everything. And that's just one thing I could not, right? I don't care how broke I've been. I don't care how much I've wanted something. It's just not the fucking case. Right now, I am in the market for my first brand new vehicle. I am blessed that my husband is like, yes, you can buy a brand new vehicle. So I know what my budget is, and because we are in a position, one could say, why would you drop $38,000 on a brand new car when you can just finance it and keep some of that money in your pocket? I don't want to have to pay anyone but the insurance. Like, I don't want to have to pay anyone else when it comes to my vehicle. Like, I want my car to belong to me. I don't want anyone to be able to knock on my door and say that I owe them anything on my car. Now, I know this is not a luxury that everyone has. However, I will be honest with you. I've had beaters that cost me $500. My whole thing is like, I would rather know that that shit belongs to me other than stunt and be like, oh, look at me in this whatever vehicle, but I had this astronomical fucking payment, or someone can come and knock on my door at any moment. That just never sat well with me. I don't know, this is no hate to anyone who does that, but that's how I feel. Even now that I have the fucking money, like now that I have the money to, you know, and the credit to like get the better, nicer vehicle, I'm just like, hell no, we're buying that shit outright. Period. Poo. Point blank. Thoughts?
Can't afford your car payment? Maybe you need to downgrade. That way you can save some money, right? Smart thing to do, I guess. Thanks for watching. Until next video,